Hello and welcome back to a new Rage Gaming video. My name is Hollow and today, well, got a bit of weird and bad news to talk about. I've been covering MMOs on the channel for a little while now, and me and Rage thought it'd be a fun idea for me to check out some of our favourite MMOs throughout maybe the last 10 years and see how they're doing in 2020, which is what I got started doing with ESO. And the next MMO on my list was in fact TERA, with its incredible combat, cool character design, and as I remembered it, kinda lacking endgame. And I was excited to see how it's changed over the years, what improvements have been made, and share that experience with you ever since I played it back in like 2012, which is naturally why, as of this week, Masse Entertainment, the publisher for TERA, just announced on Facebook that hey, they're gonna be shutting down. Yay! It's so unbelievably typical timing, but what does this mean for TERA as we know it and Masse's other MMORPG, Closes? Let's take a look. The announcement was originally made on both the TERA and Closes Facebook pages. It's the same post, they just copy-pasted it, but I guess it's fine because it applies to both games. And there was also a couple Twitter posts with very bare-bones information. Let's start by reading the Facebook post. Masse Entertainment began more than 11 years ago now as a pretty small team, and they've been very proud of the community they built and the people they've been able to work with on all of their projects. However, they are now starting the process of discontinuing the Masse Entertainment business. In the next few months, they'll be working to help their teams find new work and planning the transitions for their games. They used this post to address any other publishers or people who might be looking for their talent, and I do wish them the best of luck with that. Lastly though, they specifically said, for those of you who are interested in TERA or Closes, there will be new news in the coming weeks. Rest assured, support for those titles will continue, your friends at EME. So there's some good news despite the big bad stuff. This means that Masse, though, yeah, they're shutting down and they themselves will no longer be supporting TERA or Closes in the future, the games are still planned to be continuing and playable. The question is, of course, for how long and by who? And whoever takes over, will they create new updates and content? We do actually have some answers to that question soon based on the post, but we won't have to wait that long since we already have some answers now. As we know, Masse was originally established in 2008 and TERA was a huge success at the time. Now, after it was ported to PS4, Xbox One, and going free to play back in 2013, back then actually at the time, it had over 25 million players. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, today though, TERA's daily peak player count has been set at around 1,000 on Steam for a while now, which means it's obviously not what it quite once was, but it still has a player base. Masse was created by Krafton Game Union, which is a South Korean game holding company who actually also work with Bluehole, the people who run PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which was also another massive title that maybe isn't what it used to be today. Currently, it's speculated that Bluehole might be the group that takes over for TERA and maybe even Closes once Masse has officially shut down, since they already do work in the same circles, and Bluehole actually publishes TERA for Southeast Asia already. Furthermore though, on the Closes Facebook page, we had a follow-up post about all of this. Confirmed there on the forums for Closes, the servers will continue with Nadic. Nadic are the developers of Closes, so they're taking over and taking charge of that game service specifically. On top of that though, there is some extra good news that they're releasing 2 more content updates already scheduled for August 31st and September 28th, and then after that the transfer is going to occur and the servers will be back with all of the progress and characters preserved. So if you're a fan of Closes, that's great news. You've got 2 new updates still coming and support is confirmed for the future, very clear. But what I care about is TERA, and where does that leave TERA? Now Bluehole could keep the game running, but the question is, will they actually support and progress the game with new updates? All we know for certain is that the games will continue for a time and you won't lose your characters or progress long term after the service has been transferred. That's going to be no easy task for the devs. It is a big process that they're going to have to do, but that's the plan. And I do wonder, actually, if this might be long term a good thing for TERA. I think it's fair to say that the game hasn't been that successful in the recent years, and yeah, the player base has dwindled massively. And I'm just wondering that maybe if there's a new team in charge, could they take the game in a new direction with what already exists, but change up the core systems and maybe even add new content that's worthy in the future? That's obviously a big if, But it is my opinion that TERA has already seen its glory days and was kind of on its way out. If this shift and change gives TERA a new chance to try a different direction and maybe pick up a new player base, I'd be all for that. Closers seems to be secure in its future, so hopefully TERA will be too. I have seen some small unreliable word on TERA perhaps going to Gameforge, but I'm not sure if that would be ideal. For now though, that's all the news and information around this topic that we have right now. Hopefully I answered the questions you might have had about what this means for TERA and closes in the future. We will have new specific information in the upcoming weeks and months for both games, so until then we're just gonna have to wait and see. But what do you think about this? I mean, have you played TERA recently? I'm still kind of laughing and crying at the same time because I was literally about to check out the game and now I'm not sure if I should. Maybe I should still look at it. I don't know. Either way, thank you very much for watching. I've been Hollow, you've been you, and I'll see you next time.